Welcome to this presentation, folks. My name is JG. I'm the Vice President here at Blackguard Marketing Group, and I want to welcome you to this presentation. I'm going to get started real quick here, and really we're going to talk today about a couple business philosophies that are important to Blackguard Marketing Group. What we do is we're going to find some hidden assets, and if you think that this is something you'd be interested in, then we'd like to schedule a consultation call with you. Really dig into your business. It'll take half hour to an hour. We'll ask you some questions and really dig into your business. But for now, let's just see if this is of interest to you. We're going to talk about some business philosophies that we have here at Blackguard Marketing Group, and I'm going to start by giving you a big kiss. Actually, this is our first business principle that we operate by. It's called "Selling is Like Kissing." It was an article written years ago by our president and founder, best-selling author Jerry Robert. He wrote this article, and it's been published all over the world in different newspapers. And the concept is that if this is your marketplace, and represented by this triangle, you know, based on the Pareto principle, that 20% of the marketplace is giving you 80% of your sales. Now, if this is true, what most people do, and the mistake I've seen time and time again, is that everybody's going up the bottom. They're going through the unknown marketplace. They're doing that by pushing themselves on people, doing things like cold calls, and to anyone who's going to listen. It's not a segmented list. It's not targeted. They'll essentially do anything with anyone who'll give them just a few minutes of their time. Now, that works, but it's not that effective, and it's really tough. See, if you follow the principle, selling's like kissing, the best kissers are always leaning forward. And it's the same thing here. What you want to do is you want to go after the known marketplace, the 20% that are predisposed to buy what you sell, and you want to pull them towards you. And that's what our first principle is, sounds like kissing. And that's what the cash flow funnel will do for you. It's going to pull those people out of the woodwork so you don't have to go up the bottom of the triangle any longer. You can have them pull towards you. The second principle I want to talk about is most people force the customer to buy when they're ready to sell. We flip it on its head and we say, as a business, you have to be ready to sell when they are ready to buy. If you can design your system so that you're always ready to sell when they're ready to buy, it's much more powerful. Because yes, you can make the one sale. Absolutely. I have a lot of customers. I have one customer, for example, who's telling me, his name's Chris, he was telling me that his closing ratio is about 40%. So for every 10 people he talks to, he closes 40. I asked him, what do you do with the other 60, with the other 6 people, the other 60%? He said, well, I don't know. I mean, if they don't buy, then I just, don't focus on them. I said, yeah, but they were interested in buying. They leaned forward. They just weren't ready to buy at that time. But research has shown that within 3 to 6 months, they'll be ready to buy. Are you going to be ready to sell them when they're ready to buy? And he said, no, I just don't focus on them. I said, whoa, you're losing a huge opportunity here. The real money's on the back end. You got to be ready to sell when they are ready to buy. Because if you're not in this position, you're experiencing what's called follow-up failure. And I just want to explain that real quick. And I'm going through this real quickly because I just want to introduce you to these concepts. And if you think this, and if you fit the criteria that we're looking for, we'd be more than happy to work with you. And like I said, the next step is really to have a business consultation with you. That's something you can get for no charge. And you're going to get a ton of value just out of that half hour in itself. But let's talk about follow-up failure again. You see right here, this is your, up here, this is your lead generation stage. This is the expensive part. This is what costs, in this example, this costs Chris millions of dollars a year to have a multimedia marketing campaign in order to generate leads. He puts them in the funnel. If he closes 4, that's great, but what about the other 6? Well, here's what happens with the other 6. There's holes in his funnel. He has a leaky funnel. And when they squeak out like his 6 people did, that's money. I mean, money is just squeaking out his funnel with these potential leads. If there was a way only to seal the funnel and prevent follow-up failure so that he can be ready to sell when they're ready to buy, in the longer term, like let's just say in 3 months from now, he would be in much better position. Because if he doesn't do that, what's going to keep happening is that there's lots of holes. And if this happens in the long term, you're going to be swimming in a sea of red ink. Many businesses actually go under and out of business and bankrupt based on this concept. Now, that may not be the concept, that may be not the case for you, but I tell you, it's definitely stopping you from growing your sales. So we have to plug those holes. The way we do that is with a third principle that we sort of operate under, which is we let the system deal with suspects and we let people deal with prospects. See, you probably have a lot of people, you probably have salespeople right now, but the problem is that they're dealing with everyone. They're dealing with suspects, they're dealing with tire kickers, they're dealing with just about anyone who'll talk to them. What you want is your salespeople to be dealing with people who are leaning forward, ready to kiss. And when someone's leaning forward, ready to kiss, what do? You kiss them. And for those people that are ready, willing, and able to buy what you sell, you put them in touch. That's called a prospect. You put them in touch with your people. If they're not ready, willing, and able to buy, then you let the system deal with it. And the system will continually provide them with good information and good content to keep moving them along in regards to the sales process. Our system can do that. We have a system that'll do that for you. And it is extremely powerful because if you do it this way, systems deal with suspects and let people deal with prospects. It creates a money tree because your people are closing. You look like our closing ratio here is about 80 to 90%. Now that's double Chris, and we're going to get Chris up to that level. And the reason that is because we only deal with people who are ready, willing, and able to buy. Wouldn't it be great if we could do that for you? For your salespeople? You may be the one taking care of your sales. If we could deliver just those people that are ready to kiss, that'll be fantastic. So ultimately, our CashFlow funnel platform does four things. It captures the leads using an attraction marketing device. We could talk about that in our consultation. Essentially what it does is it pulls people towards you. It uses things of high value that your targets the needs and problems of your target population, and it pulls them towards you. You give it away for free in exchange for their information. Then we use our system to continually qualify these leads all the time. We're always qualifying. Anytime they click on an email, anytime they read this special report, they read your newsletter, they take action on something you sent them. And it's a multimedia qualification system, and what it does is it measures their behavior at every step of the way. Those people that are actually taking action on a consistent basis, you're able to measure that, and then we end up nurturing them. We nurture them over the long term. We keep working with them, and we're always ready to sell when they're ready to buy. Our system also has different referral campaigns. That's absolutely critical. We have we designed one campaign that increased the person's lead generation by 32%. Just by one of our referral campaigns. So if they had, let's just say they had 100 leads come in, they would actually, after we implemented our referral system, for every 100 they got an additional 32. So they got 132 for the price of 100. That is fantastic. Over the long term, that makes a huge difference. The other thing we do is we focus on repeat sales and cross sales. Repeat sales and cross sales and referrals are some of the best sales possible because you've already paid the money to get them in your funnel. So those are all profit. We call them, it's all gravy. That's what we say. Just a little sort of an acronym there, but it's all profit, and it's a great sale to have. So we can focus a lot on that. But essentially, in the end, what we want to do is we want to deliver you with qualified people. We want to seal your funnel so that you can better convert and just keep the sales converting over and over and over again. In the next meeting we have with you, we can go into much greater detail, and we really got to customize the CashFlow funnel for your particular business, but the concept does apply to companies. We have two criteria if we're going to work with any business. The first criteria is whatever you sell, whether it be a product or a service, has to be over $500. And the second criteria is you have to come with some type of lead generation activity. So you may have a database already, you may have a list, you may have purchased a list, you may have some advertising which produces leads on a consistent basis. So you have some type of lead generation system that we're going to that is putting people into the funnel, what we're going to do is we're really going to take over that funnel, create a silver lining around that funnel, and implement these business philosophies so that you can get sales on a consistent basis and really take your business to the next level. What I do is encourage you to contact the person who sent you this presentation and let's schedule a consultation. I think you'll get a lot of it. You'll get a ton of value just out of the consultation on itself. So take action. Do it now.